What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. So today I did not plan on making this video, but as you can see there on the left side of the screen, Celadon, I guess I'm pronouncing that right, has went out of business as of yesterday, which, as you can see, essentially just shut down and put, well, roughly 4,000 people out of work 2 weeks before Christmas with no warning. So before we get into the video, though, too far, I just want to say my heart goes out to everybody that's being affected by this. It's a horrible thing to read about. But let's go here and click on the article so that you guys can see it. So here's the article. So I'm trying to get rid of all these little pop-ups that you get. But anyways, here's the article. I went through it a couple of times and just read over it. But amongst the other dang near 800 companies that have went out of business in the first 3 quarters of this year, not to mention that that's about 3 times the amount of companies that went out of business in 2018 in the first 3 quarters of 2018. The trucking industry is just being hit hard. But for a company to not let their drivers, let these people know that they're going to be shutting down their doors. Essentially, their fuel cards were turned off. And I don't know how many people it affected as far as that goes, but when you read through it, their fuel cards were turned off, and a lot of them have been left stranded and waiting on bus tickets to essentially get back home, and they're just dropping the ball on these people. So, but I'll read a little bit of the article here. So essentially, there's about 4,000 truck drivers that have lost their jobs yesterday with no warning. And then, as you can see here on the 4th paragraph down, the logistics carrier based in Indianapolis reported annual revenues of over $1 billion back in 2015. It's just crazy to think that a company that was so big has now, with them claiming bankruptcy, is the largest trucking firm bankruptcy in history. And so I just wanted to share this to you guys out there. It's just rough out there right now. You guys got to work. I mean, we feel it as a small company, and we only have 3 trucks running. We have 4 trucks total, but 3 trucks running, and I mean, we're out here running them to make ends meet all the time. We're not out here making $1 million with 3 trucks, but you definitely have to work right now to make the money and whatnot. But let's go ahead and go down through this. So what's happened is Celadon has essentially filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which makes this the biggest, or the largest bankruptcy in trucking history. And then as you read through here, you can see where it says that, you know, people have been left stranded and whatnot. It's crazy, because you think you go to work for these big companies and you have job security, and I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make now, is you know, that's not always the case. So you just have to be careful. I mean, there's no way for people to know that this was going to happen unless you were up in the higher ups of the company. You know, maybe they knew it was going to happen, but as far as a truck driver that's just out doing their job and think that everything's okay, you know, there was no way that you would have ever known that Monday you're all of a sudden going to be out of work. And don't get me wrong, those little giggles aren't like that this is funny by any means. It's just like I'm shocked, you know, and this has nothing to do with me other than trucking in a hole, but it's just shocking to see these big companies and how many companies this year have just went out of business. But as you can read right here it says, you know, Celadon has its own issues. The bankruptcy comes just days after Celadon's former chief financial officer Bobby Lee Pevler, I guess is how you pronounce it, and former chief operating officer Eric Meek were arrested and indicted on 9 federal charges, each involving a $60 million fraud scheme, including conspiracy to commit wire and securities fraud and conspiracy to make false statements to the company's accountants and falsify records. The company also has debts of $293 million. But it's just crazy, you know, just to read through this. If you guys want to read the full article, it's here on this The Guardian. But and then here's the full length of the article if you guys want to slow it down or pause it, read through it and whatnot. But just, you know, send prayers out to everybody, you know, all the truck drivers and families and whatnot that are affected by this, because, you know, this sucks for everybody that worked for that company. You know, I feel for you. It would be rough to essentially be laid off 2 weeks before Christmas. And not even just laid off, just flat out, just all of a sudden the company's done and you had no clue. You know, you could be out there thinking everything's great and driving around, and boom, you're out of job. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to jump on here, show this to you guys, because that's, you know, the largest trucking firm bankruptcy in history. I mean, that's that is crazy. But anyways, my thoughts and prayers goes out to everybody that's affected. Hopefully you guys can bounce back, get a job with a better company, get back on your feet, and hope to hell that you guys all still have, you know, a good holiday and you come back stronger from this, because that's pretty shady for this company just to do what they just did to you guys. But anyways, sorry for the crappy video. If you guys do want me to do more news related stuff throughout the trucking community, we can do it live on my laptop, but I need to get a new laptop before I start going live, because I can't go live with mobile devices until we hit 1,000 subscribers, but I can go live off of laptops and home computers, which maybe we will look into that until we get 1,000 subscribers. That way we can keep up more on the news side of things for you guys, what like the FMCSA is doing and things such as this today. That's just heartbreaking to say the least. But let me know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like to see or hear. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for watching as always, and just be safe out there, and hopefully these guys can all recover and find new and better jobs. But I will talk to you guys all later and see you on the next video.